Can love survive political and societal oppression? Our film takes place in Kenya, where homosexuality is illegal and punishable by imprisonment. This is where we meet Kena, a young woman who has just finished high school and is awaiting her results. She loves skateboarding, playing soccer, and most of her friends are guys. She doesn't fit into traditional Kenyan stereotypes, yet she is still beloved in her community. Kena hopes to become a nurse and spends most of her time caring for her mother, who is unwell and alone. The film opens with shots of the Kenyan cityscape, pink buildings, pink fabric, and pink flowers. We follow Kena as she meets up with her friend Blackstar, a typical macho Kenyan man who treats his girlfriend badly and hopes to marry Kena one day. They go for lunch at the local kiosk, where they meet up with Wanuri, a homophobe who yells slurs at a young gay man who walks past. Kena dislikes this, but does not say much. Instead, she leaves, and then she notices Ziki, a beautiful girl with multicolored braids in shades of pink and purple. Kena works at her father's shop, a politician who tries to be a good man and do right by his community. Although her father broke their family apart, Kena tries to remain on good terms with him. However, after spending time with the local gossip, she learns that her father is expecting a child with his new young wife and is deeply hurt by the news. Kena tries to be mature about her feelings. She is often looking after the people around her, and people consider her smart. So, despite how hurt she is by her father, she cares about his campaign. And when a group of girls tear down her father's posters, Kena chases after them. This is when she comes face to face with Ziki. They lock eyes, time stands still. Ziki smiles at Kena and then runs away. Ziki is also the daughter of a politician, the opposition. She longs for freedom and wants more from life than just being a good Kenyan girl. She is bold and adventurous and asks Kena to hang out. Kena accepts the invitation, and the girls head to the kiosk for sodas, where they deal with snarky comments from the local gossip. Ziki has something better in mind, and she takes Kena up onto a rooftop that overlooks the city. Kena tells Ziki that she wants to be a nurse, and Ziki is shocked. Why not become a doctor? Ziki believes that girls can be more than what society expects of them. Ziki wants to travel and see the world. She doesn't want to stay home and be typical. She doesn't want to do the laundry and have babies. Kena smiles. She says that Ziki is not typical at all. The girls make a pact to never be like the people down there. Instead, they promise to be something real. Ziki finds Kena playing soccer with the guys, and she wants to play along. Blackstar states that Kena plays like a guy, and then catcalls Ziki and her friends, insisting that girls can't play soccer. Eventually, Kena convinces them, and Ziki plays with them. The game is interrupted by a sudden rainstorm, and the girls retreat to a nearby abandoned van, shrouded in pink bougainvillea. Outside, the rain is beating down. Ziki is wet, and Kena notices how beautiful she is. Frightened by the intimacy and her feelings, Kena says she needs to go. Ziki asks her to stay, but Kena leaves suddenly. The girls meet up again. This time Kena picks Ziki up from her house, and they drive off in the back of a tuk-tuk, watched by the town's local gossip as they leave. The girls go to an amusement park and ride water bikes, becoming more and more excited by each other as the day goes on. Ziki insists that Kena take her on a real date. She says that she can see the way Kena looks at her. Then Ziki proceeds to dance for Kena. The dance is sensual and confident, and Kena can't take her eyes off Ziki. Their feelings build, and one night while at a rave, Kena says she thinks about Ziki's eyes. Ziki asks what they would do if they were alone, and Kena says they'd go on night drives, stare at the sky, and then they share their first kiss. The next morning, Kena is late to meet her father. He is angry, not because she was late, but because she is spending time with the opposition's daughter. He berates his daughter, telling her that she is smart but not acting like it. If his own daughter doesn't support him, why would anyone else? Results are out, and Kena learns that her grades are good enough for her to become a doctor and get a scholarship. She is elated when Ziki calls her Dr. Kena. Kena meets up with Ziki and her friends to celebrate. They're at their regular spot, the local kiosk, and the guys are hitting on them, as per usual. The same young gay man walks by. He has a bandage on his face, and again, Wanuri calls the man a homophobic slur. This time, Kena is furious. She gets up and storms off, leaving everyone, including Ziki, at the table. Ziki finds Kena at the abandoned van, their special spot. Ziki is furious that Kena abandoned her with the boys. However, she then sees that Kena has set up the van with flowers, candles, and a cupcake. Ziki asks if this is for her, and Kena nods. The girls kiss and share their first intimate night, falling asleep in the van. The next morning, Ziki tries to get Kena to stay with her and says that she wishes this was real. The girls know that not only would they be ostracized for their relationship, but they could even be imprisoned. They will never be able to share their relationship or live openly in their own country. Later on, Blackstar asks Kena to be with him, even though he has a girlfriend. She says she wants more from life than a house and a husband. The girls go to church together, and Kena is wearing a pink dress chosen by Ziki. The sermon is about same-sex marriage. The pastor furiously opposes the young Kenyans trying to change the law, and he demonizes same-sex relationships as being evil. All the while, Ziki tries to hold Kena's hand. Kena becomes uncomfortable and walks out of the church. Ziki follows her, and an argument breaks out where Kena calls Ziki irresponsible. What Ziki doesn't know is that Kena is right. People in the community have started noticing the girls, especially Ziki's friends. After the argument, we find Kena lost in her thoughts and deeply stressed. Blackstar notices and offers Kena a ride on his motorbike to clear her head. She accepts and appreciates this moment of kindness from him, but cannot stop thinking about Ziki. As she heads home, she is confronted by one of Ziki's friends, who calls her a lesbian and tells her to leave Ziki alone. A fight breaks out between the girls, and Kena's lip is split open. Back at Ziki's house, Ziki cleans up Kena's lip. Kena tells Ziki that she loves her, and the girls share a tender moment. Ziki's mother walks in on them kissing and threatens to call Kena's mother. The girls run away and take shelter in the abandoned van. However, girls from the community see them and spread the word. In the van, Ziki asks if they can have a house and a family. She says that Kena will be a doctor and Ziki will cook for them. Kena agrees, and they kiss again. Suddenly, the van door is flung open and community members are waiting for them, calling them names and ready to take action. A small riot breaks out, and the girls are beaten viciously. Later that night, the girls are at the police station. They are bruised and bloody, waiting for their parents to bail them out. Ziki is extremely shaken and recoils when Kena tries to console her. She doesn't even look at her. Ziki's father arrives and slaps his daughter across the face, dragging her out of the police station and yelling at Kena to stay away from his family. Kena meets her father outside the police station. He hugs her as she weeps. He takes his daughter home and heads inside for the first time since leaving her mother. The ex-couple fight. Kena's father does not agree with the laws in Kenya or how his daughter was treated, while her mother feels that she will be to blame for her daughter's actions, just as she was to blame for her husband leaving her. Kena can't bear to hear them fight. She heads outside where she sees Blackstar. He hugs her, and she weeps again. Then, Kena is taken to church. The pastor prays that the Lord show mercy on her and cleanse her of her ways. After a few days in bed, checking her wounds and hoping to heal, Kena goes to see her father. He is losing the election and has to close his shop. Kena tells her father she'll tell everyone that he had nothing to do with what happened. Her father cries and states that he would never let her do that. Kena bumps into Blackstar, who still wants to be with her. She tells him she's in love with Ziki, and he drives off in a fury. Then, Kena goes to see Zizi. The pink paint on her building, now dilapidated, stripped away. Ziki's mother lets Kena in, and Kena finds Zizi packing her suitcase. Ziki is being sent to London. She says it's all she's ever wanted. Defeated and broken, she can barely look at Kena. She tells Kena to stop being naive. They could never be married or have a beautiful family. Kena insists that they can, but Ziki says she wants her old life back. Hurt and alone, Kena tells Ziki that she's just a typical Kenyan girl. Ziki tells her to get out. She yells at her to leave. Kena leaves, and Ziki weeps as her mother holds her. She begs her mother not to make her go. Outside, Kena is crying. The young gay man who had been slandered throughout the film sits next to her. They say nothing. Kena, who was once reserved, concerned about being dutiful and how others perceived her, is willing to be bold. She is willing to put herself at risk to be with Ziki. Sadly, however, we see that Ziki, the free spirit, has been broken down and is now paralyzed by fear. Months later, Kena is working at a hospital. She is walking through the aisles, doing her rounds. The local gossip who rallied the riot group is one of her patients, but she refuses to let Kena touch her. She tells Kena that Ziki is back in town. Kena heads home. She bumps into Blackstar. She goes to see her mother, and then she walks past Ziki's building but does not enter. Instead, she walks up a hill and takes in the beautiful view ahead of her. Off-screen, we hear Ziki call to her. Ziki places her hand on Kena's shoulder, and Kena smiles. It is unclear whether this moment is real or simply a figment of Kena's imagination. Still, it inspires hope. Despite the trauma, we believe that Kena will find her love. In a society where her identity is demonized and criminalized, using nuanced characters, complicated relationships, and a gentle touch, the film suggests that the human spirit triumphs above all. If you appreciate poignant, culturally rich sapphic romances layered with political depth, Rafiki is essential viewing. Like and subscribe for in-depth content exploring queer cinematic gems that challenge, comfort, and captivate.